and Fnatic, one of the biggest games of the day, now taking place in front of your very eyes for your very entertainment. Ninth round concluded. Fnatic get to start on the CT side, which previously had its woes, but for their own sake, let's hope they have been ironed out.
Well, they have to be here again. A lot on the line for this matchup here. You don't want to be falling at the wayside here. Definitely if you're Fnatic. Astralis, they have a little bit of room to work with here. Speaking of room to work with, taking a lot of space here towards that A side. And a nice start here from the stand-in. Taking down Nikodos with the P250. A lot of entrustment and the young gun, but it's well warranted.
Of course it is, especially you can pull this round across the finish line. We all know how much the pistol can mean in a game like this. Two dualies, though, still in play. The big guns for Fnatic have yet to actually be not only sussed out, but taken down alongside it. The bomb now spotted. Fnatic, well, they are down in a man disadvantage. They have a little bit of info to try to make that gap a tiny bit smaller.
They do have a pretty decent idea of the situation here. A bit of a stack towards this A side, but calling in the troops elsewhere here is Astralis moving on in towards the B bomb site. Only one left standing. Mezzi left on an island. He does have some support from Pepsor, who's able to nail the shot, but that's only one kill back. Basher at least going to turn the tides with 1, 2, 3, and nearly finds the fourth there, doing just so much damage to Blame F. Puts him in the clutch situation as quick as ever.
I mean, dude, this guy is known to farm in situations like this. I am not surprised in the slightต์to see him pick up kills like that. Then Roy, it's a perfect bait and switch setup for them to pull that round back out of absolutely nowhere. Faster, I talked about how he was quiet in the game versus complexity, and what a big way to show up off rip in the important game.
That's a very promising sign right there, man. Faster stepping up in a big way. I really feel like we didn't get too much out of Fnatic there in the last map, and honestly out of anyone. But again, I like what we're getting so far. Right, Fasher stepping up to the plate here. Pepster able to step up as well. So good signs of what's to come here. Astralis, they had a good start. They had everything going their way. Even the B side rotation, it looked to be the right call, but there were some very quick reactions there from Fnatic.
No surprise too, man. These guys are quick as ever. And they're masters of changing the pace too. I mean, you think about their T-sided play and how like two-sided it can be, where sometimes it's super passive, super reserved, and then all of a sudden they'll switch up the pace, go for this out-of-pocket B-rush, and they'll just catch you off guard every time. So you're not going to catch them with any sort of fast-paced aggression. You're not going to catch Roy and Connector either. The MP9 is looking to farm up a couple of checks right now. Only getting the one so far with an M4 recovered for Astralis to work with. Bomb's not even in a in an irrecoverable territory. Right, mister. Oh my god, so much damage inflicted. This round honestly has become doable.
Just turn on their head with that kill. A couple of kills. In fact, Glave's got himself an A1S. There's a low HP bar in Pepsor. So this round, so incredibly difficult now to close things out. They're still lacking in the armor. A couple bits of utility, if placed in the right direction, could be exactly what the doctor ordered, although continuing their endeavor in towards the A bomb site could be the worst of the worlds here, as that's where the majority of this Fnatic presence lies in.
Oh, but still, it's a good one-for-one trade that you'll take right now. If you're Fnatic, Fasher still stuck alone in the middle of the bomb site, 1v2 rather, and Glaive picks up the A1S, but to no avail. It's all up to him, and well, Fasher again does not drop those. This guy has already proven his worth on Fnatic just in the first 2 rounds alone.
Into this next one.
You know, do you think Astralis teaches optimal chair sitting?
I imagine body language is in some sense something that is ideally probably taught by a lot of teams. At least it should be.
It's the small things. Oh, wait, hold up. Speak of change of pace, as I just described a couple of rounds ago, you saw Astralis try it again. 3-4 players all stacked up outside B, including the first push to come through from Blame F, but maybe a bit too out of pocket there, Astralis. They're going to get punished for that one. It's still a couple of MP9s on the board for Fnatic, so not a round that's unwinnable for the Danes and Astralis, but at the same time, this is not a welcoming man advantage to be playing against.
Oh, and it continues. The woes here of Astralis just do not end as Roy finds another kill. Even things nice and contained. Blame F trying to activate here quickly, but not able to do so. And Roy is still stuck around, and Connector catching Mr. off guard as well. So things go from bad to worse. We got ourselves into a quick 2-on-4. And now, trying to pick up the pieces is Civics here. and Christo making his movement towards connector. They've all tested Roy one by one, and they've all fallen here. And that trend will continue. No luck getting past this one man in connector alone. And this one could be flawless here. Completely polar opposite to what that last round was. Roy finally going to go down, though. Zivic's finally going to be the man to best him, but it's all consolation prizes here.
I mean, yeah, you only lost one gun, too, and I think that's even going to be picked back up by Pepzor. Yeah, he gets the M4, not quite the AK. Or no, he did snag the AK. Okay, didn't expect that, but still, you only lost an MP9.
That's a good sign. We were back in and the rounds are counting down, so...
No!
Tech pause, nice and over.
No! The sign! No! Oh, whatever. Still plenty of rounds to go.
Into the action once again here. It's going to be a lacking by here. Astralis, this is a fresh reminder that last round, it did go a little bit poorly for them. So now hoping to bounce back here with maybe some fast-paced aggression, a lot of flashbangs to move on in as well, hoping to get the job done with it. But they're already past the flashes. Actually, Pepster gets absolutely blinded up, but Fasher's the one to recover.
You know, they tried doing a B-pop, and initially it worked. A good bit of damage on the first player, even mounted a kill on the opening, but after that, it's just a quick shutdown from Fnatic, not allowing any shenanigans to slip through the cracks. All of a sudden, oh, look out of the corner of the eye.
After the break here, and hopefully, just hopefully, that leads us into some smooth sailing for the rest of this game here. That's to be told, though. As we'll see more purchases come out from Astralis, it'll be hopefully smoother sailing for them as well if they can start to get the ball moving on this D side. They're yet to find a round just yet. We'll see if that trend will continue here shortly. Roy's going to be the first at bat, looking to take some shots off, and he will land it. Looking for the follow-up as well. Here, no one available for the trade. Nikodos has his back covered. There will be no trading here as Christo looks to find the reply, but there are protocols set in play, and the HE rains down as well.
What a start from them, too, man. I mean, look, you just come off of one of the longest tech pauses we've had all day. Maybe you're a little bit discouraged considering your momentum might be flundered a little bit, but they just come right back into it, have an insanely aggressive crossfire set up deep in Fountain, and it works perfectly. So far, the only kill coming back against them is Nikodos' AWP. And obviously, there's still a world where Zipnix turns this round on his head, but if Mr. falls, I mean, I can't imagine much comes out of this round, but Roy, his attention divided between two different angles, and Mr.'s just timing him around in through bathrooms. Still unaware of the possibility. Roy flicks back around to catch Zipnix's bomb, drop right back where it lied. And, well, you don't really know where Mr. is. Again, you could have gotten timinged out long, and this could potentially be another kill. So instead, avoid the timing by tucking himself in, and I don't think anybody's going to come to his assistance. Instead, it's just a play-your-life situation. Relax and let him come to you and waste as much time as possible.
Yeah, because now there's no more time left to work with here, and it'll be another one to add to the tally. It seems like the tech pause really hasn't cooled them off at all. And Mr. While he will find a kill on the exit, it won't mean too much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and I thought for a second maybe they're going to try to pincer him into T-spawn and kill him after time, but it's just a keep your gun situation. There's no reason to throw it away. Fnatic, their 5th round in a row. And Astralis are right back to square one. The drawing board, they say, and well, that round was kind of a bit of a whitewash. I can't imagine you want to run anything back that was shown there.
Yeah, we do get to play consecutive rounds here. Quick into the next. And we'll see if that delivers them the success.
They need any success they can get at this rate, though. Like, at this point, man, Astralis, while it isn't too bad to the point where it's like you're worried about their success in the long run, it's just more so in the fact that this is a 5-0 start. This is supposed to be your toted and awaited best match of the day. And Astralis aren't really delivering that key up to the point just yet. Instead, it's Fnatic controlling the pace and controlling the dominance the entire time thus far. Be it, though, we've only gotten like 2 rifle rounds. It's still one of the few opportunities we're going to get to see Astralis striking upon. They've done some pretty decent things on Ecos before, so I've got some high expectations. Not maybe necessarily in winning the round, but maybe in getting the bomb down, getting a couple of kills, forcing the hands of Fnatic just a little bit when it comes to the money game or something of the sort. But for the most part, it's kind of just been dumpster fires everywhere they go. utility being exposed of, and Astralis aren't really anywhere closer to cracking through this nutshell of a defense than they were 30 seconds ago. And now they're going to even reroute back up and into A, where I believe that's Nikita's ready and waiting. Currently on his own little island, though. Looks like Roy's going to cheat back up. The dynamic duo from Copenhagen Flames, again, we get to see them in action as the bomb's been dropped. The off of Nikita's doesn't seem to have any problems dealing with this push with relative ease. Roy on his assistance and the backup aid. It's a 5-for-1 trade. That's something you'll take right now if you're Fnatic. Give the op back to your boy and send Astralis right back to the packing dimension.
Yeah, Nikodas, he's been having success in that angle plenty of times before, so making it happen once again is such a work of art.
Well, here's where we got to see what Astralis are going to be made of. I'm surprised to see that it's actually Fnatic calling a timeout like this, especially after most of these rounds have been as dominant as they've been. Like, feels like almost every rifle v rifle engagement's just Fnatic tenfold winning it over. So I'm surprised they're the ones calling this tac pause and saying, all right, let's think about this one. But I guess at the end of the day, it is Astralis coming back against you on this full investment. So it's probably the right call to make, especially if you're able to snag the round away amongst it. And I don't even know if Astralis are at the point where they can viably keep the ring force buys out of the hat if they lose rounds. Not just yet, but if they get the bomb down, certainly will. So that's the goal for Fnatic. Not only win the round, but shut down the plant to make your lives just a little bit easier.
We're going to get that job done, man. Nikodas taking a lot of space here, taking a lot of liberties, and once again in the right position to get the job done here. And he lands a fast flick right there. Mister trying to jump the corner, but it's only a quicker demise for him. Beautiful work being done in Continuum for Nikodas. And Mezzi follows it up off the success here, taking his counterpart and Glaive. So the continued success here from Fnatic will not rest.
Right at this point, this round's already looking to go right back down the gutter the way it came. Op's still in place, so again, you could try to get a couple of kills out of this one, but right now, you've still got Xyp9x on the wrong side of the map and Blamef moving forward to what could be his inevitable demise. Again, timing favors the bold, but the shadow also favors Roy, meaning this man disadvantage only creeps ever so much more evident against Astralis. With 50 seconds to go, they've still not gotten anywhere closer to what's going to be a hopeful bomb plant. And with Nikodas still posted up on Xyp9x's position, I don't think that's going to change very much. He doesn't end up dying, but fact stays the same that you are not cracking into one of these sites.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get past this line here. As simple as that. They've got the coverage. All different angles held. Fasher continuing to add to his tally as well. And Nikodas, well, he'll land the shot. That's what matters here. It forces Crystal in towards a very passive approach here and peeking out towards certain death. He knew his fate. He knew which way that round was going here, and it wasn't going to go his favor here. Right now, you're looking at the top of your screen. You can see how these rounds have panned out, and not a single bomb plant has taken place here for Astralis.
That's kind of insane. I mean, usually, right, the T side is kind of carried along by the fact that you can get this deep and then, you know, just start getting bomb plants to keep throwing rebuys out of the hat. But Astralis aren't making it that far. They're getting shut down at the early stages every single time. And if not, it's when they crack into one of these sites. It's when they push too far forward. The crossfires prevail every single time, and Fnatic have yet to really sweat. Nikodas and this AWP kind of the same story, too, as it's only 0 against pistols this round. And they still yet to find a consistent answer for him and Roy, man. These guys have been farming up kills this game. And Roy, he could easily get up to 15 kills this very round, only against pistols, already 175 ADR. With the bomb all by its lonesome over in Longbath, too, I can't imagine this is a good round for Astralis in the long run.
Yeah, this is going to get out of control quickly here if they can't make it work very soon. They've already given over an 8-0 lead if this round goes the way we think it's going. Roy blended up with a flashbang, but they'll just lead in towards the chase here, rapid as ever, and Roy going to start to mop up the finishing blow here. He will find the last two as well.
15 kills in 8 rounds. That's the impressive KD Roy is mounting right now. And if that doesn't tell you comfortability is key, then I don't know what will. Because right now, it's kind of the Roy and Nikodas show on A, and then when you go to the lower bomb site, it's not very much forgiving either, considering Fasher's only taken 1 death thus far. So there is no weak spot right now for Fnatic. Moral of the story.
looking to continue dominance here at the moment. Everything's going the right way, and quite nicely so. This time Astralis looking to establish the same sort of control and quickly, like they have been doing all the rounds prior, just trying to get quick ground here towards a short side and connector. All of it has been met with meddling success. And look at the counterpart. Look at the aggression that now Fnatic are throwing at the table here. They're going to push the issue in towards the short side, and they're going to wrap around Xyp9x. There's no way he could be prepared for this sort of aggression. He's not going to catch it in time, and he will catch the bullets instead.
Surprising, too, because Xyp9x was ready for that push to come through, and that was literally just a raw aim duel that Faster straight up won. Cut and dry is that, and with that in mind, they've taken water control. Obviously, they're not really going to hold on to it. It's just Faster jiggling on the con side to see if they take presence. But, wait, I've just noticed Pepsor is in T-spawn. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Kind of dicey. Glaive caught with his knife out, and Astralis kind of look like they have the entire game with little to no adaptation coming through. Another mow down potential of a round for Fnatic with a 3-man A stack as soon as they go up to the other bomb site. And Nikita is still ever so much more posted on the angle. Won't be given any shadow advantages just yet, but as soon as they make noise into the A site, he'll know he's been timing. He'll go for the flank, and he'll shut this down without them having any of the wiser ideas to it.
Good flashbang right there. Double entry coming through from Mr. and Crystal. Two of the young guns here on Astralis, trying to deliver them their first round after long last, but they have to deal with this flank of Nikodos. He could catch him off guard. Blame F. He doesn't fully clear him, but he won't be able to react in time here. Won't be able to chamber in a second shot. It's going to make this retake all the more unlikely, but the molly forces Mr. into a bad position. Blame F going to continue his endeavor, but Pep's there. He has to close this one out. He catches the head, but Blame F, but it confirms his location. Pepster continuing to press the issue. Blame F has his number, but no, he cannot convert the clutch, and Fnatic, they will not give over a single round.
I mean, again, we get to see the super sub in action. It's been very seldom the success for him in this game, but that's not even because of his own devices. That's just more so because Roy, Faster, Nikonos, they've been taking away all the kills. They've been the point of succession in this game for Fnatic. And, I mean, this is the closest round it gets for Astralis, but it's still just not enough. Their first bomb plant of the game, and it comes in the 9th round. Up, not in play. Fnatic still with all the resources ever to try to make this round work. And you're only really looking for 1 or 2 more in this half.
Yeah, this is brilliant work here. Again, Fnatic, it just seems like Overpass right now, at least with this iteration, with these 5, it's got to be the map that they're playing into. They just look so good on it right now. Unstoppable. They have all the right reads. As well, I got to give credit to Mezzi calling out some of this aggression. They're getting tricky with it, and it's the right sort of pacing that they need to go for to catch these defaults off guard. Astralis not being able to get into this one all that well.
I mean, look, there's something to build off of from that round. You got to think, considering how close he was brought back by Astralis, like, it shouldn't have been that close. I mean, 2 kills instantly came for Fnatic with full control of just about everywhere on the map, including a T-spawn flank, and they still bring it down to a 1v1 clutch in the favor of Fnatic. But, I mean, if that tells you anything, it's maybe there's something to, like, take away from that round. An identifiable weakness, anything really. Astralis will take it. Christo inches away from a party peak, and for the time being, it's kind of spotted out, but instead of committing to the duel, he just takes the information, gives it to his team, and backs away. The B site compromise is now going to be pretty much a retake effort. Mezzi's fallen on the con flank. Asher currently the only one holding down the B site's defense, and the bomb's still yet to go down, with the timer starting to expire and 2 completely isolated away from the site's take.
Utility's good, though. It's going to keep them at bay, and Xyp9x starting to punch in the digits at the moment. Gets the bomb down. It's going to help out big time, but Faster, look how he slipped on by. This short side, Roy helping out in a big way. He's going to catch Blame F off guard, and now it's just the new gun. He won't be able to fill it in. And Fasher will close things down with another hat-trick, or rather Roy landing the hat-trick there. It's Fasher, but having himself a 4K in total, and beautiful work being done from Fnatic to close that one out. I mean, 17-2 right now for him. He's just not stopping for anyone at the moment. 143 ADR alongside Roy here as well, who's 16-4 with 171 ADR. I really don't know if there's anything you can do from this 1-2 punch that Fnatic have.
Right, it kind of feels like when you even deal with the demons of this Fnatic defense, somebody else steps up and just shows their presence of mind that provides this extra hurdle that Astralis just simply cannot overcome, especially without their full 5-man lineup coming into it. All in all, though, Roy might be the man to make the first mistake. Opening blood given to Astralis in a round like this would be magical for them. But look at this from him. He's, instead of going deep into Con, pushed up through a smoke, and he's taken full control of water for free. No flashes, nothing. They have no idea this has happened until Mr. takes the spot in Con. So in exchange for this, they've only exchanged a little bit of info to that Con player.
Yeah, I think Roy's done this back-to-back rounds now where he's just gone for some quick aggression here, and this is what I mean. They are taking all of the space, taking all the liberties here, although that's a nice reply. At least Zipic's on the extremity is going to catch out. Pepser on the lurk here. He's looking for more. He sticks around maybe a little bit too long as Fasher follows up right behind him, and of course Fasher's going to find the trade.
And with that in mind, it's another Fnatic advantage. Nobody's surprised by that one, but still maybe a round to be made out of this one. A smoke and a flash to boot left for Astralis, but the timer again is starting to dwindle. It's starting to expire in a worrisome fashion for the Danes, who don't really seem to have an intended target just yet. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's starting to shape up towards A, but you've got 20 seconds to get into front bathrooms, get onto the site, and then trade out Nikados and get the bomb down. Seems a bit unrealistic if you ask me, especially now that both of the remaining players have been spotted. Nikados, no reason to overcommit as he even gets ready to go back in for a peek to shut down the bomb. In front bath, he may fall, but still, even if he doesn't, there's just simply not enough time left. Closing it out is the op, and Nikados, another hat trick for him. At 11, they move up to.
Yeah, this is scary, scary stuff out of Fnatic right now. Overpass just seems to be something that they are unstoppable. And Nikados continuing to deliver from the position. I feel like that he just never fails in. He's always good for big multi-kills in this position, and that continues to be true. Back of Dice is his domain. Astralis calling their first timeout. I'm surprised to see that. Maybe they probably were using a little bit of the tech pause to talk things over just a little bit there. Had some opportunities to try and discuss, but at this point, just trying to get around on the board. It just seems so unlikely.
It does, man, because even now, if Astralis are able to pick up the pace and close this half out 11-4, it's like, is there really anything to make of that? The only taste we've gotten of Fnatic has been T-sided success on this map, so what's this to say for the rest of the game? Also, this is a save from Astralis. So it's almost guaranteed 12 rounds on the board of Fnatic before they even strike first on this T side.
Yeah, they got to make do with what little they have at the moment, and already taking a lot of utility damage here, trying to gather some early control. That has been the commonality for Astralis all throughout this half. They just want to establish a foothold in some area, some part of the map, and that has been where a lot of their woes have been. That's where a lot of the struggles have been, because constant proactivity has caught Astralis off guard at every step of the way. But here you go. Here's a lot more deep spacing taken at the moment from Astralis, and it's unbeknownst to anyone on Fnatic just yet.
Yeah, well, eventually they're going to activate up and into the bomb site again. They have to break through this crossfire, which has given them so many troubles before, but they do it finally with a couple of pistols. Guns to be picked up too. The bomb's gone down, the smoke starts to bloom, problems start to arise in Fnatic, and they finally crumble. Couple of guns, not necessarily all there just yet. But with 2 ops for the hold, things get tricky. Kits on every single member of this retaking CT side, but utility is sparse. And they've got to walk into the belly of the beast to try to pull this one back off. One of the ops even posted over at long. It's a deadly angle to be holding from Zipnix, the one to wield it. And that's a beautiful shot from Blamaf. That might just lock down the round. I don't think you can possibly bring this one back. Even knowing both of them are going to be over towards the bathroom side, it's just simply impossible to pull off. Lining up, Christos finally got it. Astralis, it took them 12 rounds to get here, but they're finally on the board.
After long last, the job finally completed to get one on the board there. Facilitated by some nice shooting right here. Christos and really closed out by Blamaf, finding a couple of big kills as well. He really invested solely into a rifle and was able to get it. Do the job there. We'll see if that lines up any consistent success though, because that cannot just be a flash in a pan if they want any chance, right? Because if we talk about going 11-4 for a scoreline, something in that realm, then maybe we could start to see some pullbacks here. Well, we know how CT-sided this map can be.
Sure. However, this is 11-1. They only won that round because Nikados and Roy, I mean, probably could have played off each other a little bit better, but just simply got overwhelmed on the middle of the site. And Fnatic, it's the one rare round where they really didn't take any space. So, again, it's not really a replicable issue that you can keep exploiting because Fnatic are just going to change it up. Like, this time, both of them decide to play towards long. Let them have bathrooms. Let them come up and into A. Who cares, man? As so long as you've got CT spawn control, you're fine. Even flashing deep and along. Here's where we get to see that two-man setup, and Roy shuts it down single-handedly, needing to recover the bomb, but Roy won't let you. Already 3 players hit the dust. Nikados to his assistance and bathrooms ensures his flank is covered. And you think, Roy's just found 3 kills. He hasn't taken 1 HP of damage off of his bar. Mister, what makes you think you can change that fact around? Maybe the flashbang can help you, but he's even dodged it and played anti-flash. You've got to come right back into his crossfire, too, if you want to try to pull this back. But again, it's Roy we're talking about. These aren't kills he drops simple-handedly. You've got to earn some insane amount of aim keys to pull this away from him, and it's just not something that Astralis have.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff. He won 4 separate aim duels right there. 4 players peeked him, and he only took only 1 shot of damage there. You can see only 1 bullet landed on him. That's just so insane. But that's what Roy's been doing all game. I mean, it has kind of been a Roy and Fasher show for Fnatic, but everyone's been stepping up to the plate. I mean, everyone's had individual moments in their rounds. Right there, Roy shows what he's capable of, just one by one, knocking them down with the A1S, with the headshots, with the crisp damage, and immediately Fnatic, they do reply right on back.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm talking about. It wasn't really anything consistent. Zipnix, yeah, it was a nice kill he found on B, but impact-wise, didn't really mean anything. And there is no money stress for Fnatic either. So, like, they're buying for the rest of this half. What can you do about it? Astralis, even ending this off 12-3, it probably won't save you. Let's not pull any of these punches. Look at the buy they've got back to respond. Yeah, it's got its AKs, but they're still the weak spot in the MAC 10. Utility could be better. And the map control will probably leave a little bit to be desired, though Roy, again, is kind of isolated and gone right now, so he could get overwhelmed and still isn't even opting to fall back.
Yeah, I think they got Roy right where they want him, though, after that last round. Isolated, sure, but willing to do the damage, of course. And again, the immediate headshots rain on out, no trade, and another multi-kill to open up proceedings here. He's on 172 ADR. He's added at least another 200 damage to this round, and they're going to desperately claw their way out towards the B monster side of things, so they just get volleyed out. They throw so many resources down range in hopes that they can try and recover something, but the answer is no.
And the worst thing is, the 2 players they've lost are the ones that had the utility in this round for Astralis. Look what they've got left now. 1 Molly, and like, there is no default spot you're going to throw this Molly that it'll clear out of CT right now. I mean, you might throw it on, like, in pit, on bridge, and toxic around the pillar. It's not going to catch anybody right now for Fnatic. So somebody's going to have to step up and win some of these aim duels. And I mean, other than Blame F, who's barely had impact in this game, surprisingly enough, I just don't see anybody here to do it.
Now, we're certainly not getting that individual reply here from anyone on Astralis. Blame F has been the one to kind of deliver some of that, but that's a tough task here. Pepser looking to get a multi-kill of his own, and he does just that. It's just Christo left into a 1v3 here. Opportunities to isolate, but denied by Fasher. The same end result, 13-1 here. The chance for 14 is definitely in the cards as well.
Well, we talked earlier about dominating halves and how Sod currently set the day's record on 11-4. Fnatic smashed that. Maybe, again, Salt being shown from the previous complexity game. Whereas 13 is the worst it could possibly be at this rate. 14, I mean, I think we could both agree this game is probably already over. I think it's just kind of about saving face a little bit now if you're Astralis.
Yeah, building up some pride here. They're potentially collecting their first loss, and this time Nikodas, he's connecting in connector. Nice shots landed there to open up proceedings, making things bad to worse, but the escape definitely going to be a struggle here. And missed opportunities, missed shots, going to make things very complicated. But Roy, again, man, another multi-kill. This guy, he will not be stopped. He's going to take another fight out towards long. No way he wins that one. He still goes down swinging, but he will fall to blame F.
Well, it's a consolation prize for one of the heavy hitters of Astralis, but it's not going to change the course of the round, which is already destined to be a Fnatic 14th. Really just a matter of time. Smoke flash on his back with 50 HP to try to work with. I guess he's got the bomb and recovered, so you do have the liberty of choosing whichever bomb site you want to go to. Can't really pick a wrong answer right now, quite frankly, but Nikodas is holding for this con push, and as soon as you make presence, I don't think this is when he's going to miss, or maybe he will. So, indicator given with help taking off a couple of these Fnatic members. Fasher being one of them, and he's on A right now. So, theoretically, you kill Mezzy front bathrooms. Fasher's not really set up that well with him. You land the one bullet, and maybe you can pull this one back in the 1v2 post-plant world. But that's a fairy tale land that we are simply not living in. Mezzy, it really doesn't get more one-sided than this. Fnatic, yeah, they dropped one round in the middle of the bucket, but it doesn't matter. 14-1 is an insane result.
Getting away with the multi-kills that he's getting away with, but, I mean, these are two players you can trust, and then you talk about the supporting staff left on Fnatic, and all the pieces falling right into place.
I think this one is pretty much already concluded, with Roy adding another headshot into the tally. It's left to blame F again. Not really all that surprising, but what's surprising is he can't finish the kill. And Fnatic now 14 chances to close this down.
Yeah, this round was, it would have been generous to say that could have been a lifeline for them, because I don't really know if there's anything that could get them into this game, to be honest with you. It's going to be a quick close here, a quick day at the office, and at the very least, you know, we did have some slight tech pauses in this one, but what we know is that we were going to maybe get back on schedule with the fact that Fnatic have just dominated this map out.
Yeah, it's been just that one-sided, and the only thing to go against them now is a scout and a measly couple of deagles. Glaive already taken down to half HP. I mean, you talk about an underperformance. I mean, unfortunately enough, he's been one of the people getting unlucky the whole damn game. One kill to his name. So, of course, problems are going to arise when that's a stat line you see. Christo, though, I guess he hasn't been one of the problems so far. Putting up about as pretty a penny as you get with a star like this. And it's a nice open too with the scout, but still a bit far-fetched to expect something of the game.
Hey, he had to get his damage on the super stand-in somehow.
He got his one.
He did. Now he needs to find a whole lot more than just one. So does the rest of Astralis. So it'd be a nice little way to regain some pride if they could only win a couple of rounds here in a row. They're just going to try and flood out towards this monster. So perfect HE. That's going to do incredible damage. And Zipix following it up with the Deagle as well. Two players on low margins.
Right, with that nade kill, you can pretty much solidify it is going to be a B attack, so you can just stack all your reinforcements down to the lower bomb site to counteract this. So many health bars taken down just so low. And Roy, that one might be a consolation prize in this round. Just maybe looking for a bomb plant at very most out of a situation like this. Time starting to expire too. But again, find a couple of frags, get a bomb plant added up out of it, and it's not the end of the world. Mister, though, gets a boost above the sandbags to find a double. He's one of the players coming up from one of the academy teams, so Astralis not going speechless on this CT side, but those fist bumps are not met by many smiles.
Yeah, I mean, Mister, he's definitely having quite a good day right there, as he's the one to close out that round, but the rest of the team maybe not so happy, as they know which way this is going. Maybe just delaying the inevitable. But again, it's all about building up some pride here. You can start to get some rounds back in your favor. It's all going to matter here, because you got some tough matches ahead.
Yeah, I remember, like, there was a lot on the line coming into this. I expected it to be a lot more of a close, hard-fought battle, but instead it's kind of just Fnatic easily taking their way to the top of the group. Even though the record technically right now has 500 there. Again, doesn't really matter. They're going to quickly get dethroned.
That's a pleasant surprise for Fnatic, knowing that 500's continuing to take names so far in this event because they got that head-to-head advantage here. They've just delivered and wrapped up a nice little comfortable victory, potentially. I guess there's time to talk about Astralis' bounce back, and I think we might have a little bit of life left in this map here, potentially, just given the fact that Astralis should be able to get some CT side rounds rolling here. Surely. You could tell.
Surely.
Making that not so secure. But the bomb now dropped in towards location where Mezzi will be able to retrieve it, but probably not going to do too much damage.
I don't know, though. Pepsor, he's kind of paved a path out and into B, and the rotations aren't going to be quick enough to stop the bomb from going down. So I think maybe understanding right now is Astralis that the bomb plant doesn't mean all that much. But, I mean, I don't even know if he can Tech 9 run out. Like, he kind of has to just knife out. Even then, still, there's not going to be enough time. The short flanks come through. Mister again to close down the round. And Astralis stay alive for at least just one more.
Staying alive. Treading water here. That is going to be a long road ahead if they want to get back into this one. They got to start climbing the mountain here now. Nice deagle shots rolling on out. Like you said, if Pepsar could have prepped for some of this short aggression, he had the right ideas. It could have made some serious damage be done in that round, but not meant to be.
It's just not. Now I think Fnatic are maybe trying to get this round over with the 5-man Glock train put into B. If you're lucky, you get a bomb plant. If not, you just get shut down and be par for the course. Looking for a couple of measly kills. The only thing you'll find is despair. Could have been potential, honestly. There was a gun dropped down. Nikados picked it up at the end. If they had taken care of the pit player, he could maybe isolate the fight of the other man there. Get the bomb down. I don't know. I'm creating a fairy tale.
Yeah, not meant to be with the Glocks, that's for sure. One thing to note is that Roy still wielding that 155 ADR. Fasher, I don't even want to say he's cooled off. He's just kind of returned to normalcy at the moment. But we saw Pepsor really show form here in the last Overpass map, where I feel like he was dropping numbers that are incredibly hard to replicate. But now they've got two players that have filled the shoes, and you can see where that leads to so much domination from Fnatic, right? They didn't just get one player extra to fill in the kind of fragging role, the multi-kill ability showing. They got two. And that's kind of what Fnatic have been showing all throughout these different events that they've been showing good form in.
Right now, Fnatic are trying to show their way into a B take. Pepsor is assisting on doing it. A quick double opener, and well, Mister's usually been the one to shut down rounds. Now without him, somebody else gonna have to do it instead. That's even if you get that far, though. This is 3-on-5. Somebody's got to start bringing it back, and I guess they've done it so far. Glaive doubling up from Heaven has given them a chance back into this round. With Mezzi as low as he is, it's really going to fall onto the shoulders of Roy to get the job done. And even Christo's up, transitioning into Heaven creates another issue for the likes of Fnatic right now. I think that's been heard. Mezzi giving the footsteps over and telling Roy maybe there's a safe avenue to get the plant in just yet. Though there's not really a way to plant for Graffiti and not Heaven now, is there?
Question is, how much space does Mezzi want to take here? Flashman goes in towards Heaven. They still have yet to get that safe passage, at least confirmed, on towards this bomb site. Flame F going to find a kill, able to get that cross end. And if there was anyone who wanted to close it out, it would be Roy.
That's true, but already dinked up through the box, and they're just going to double position around this. There is no escape. There is no winning it. So again, postponing it. Astralis, I'm not going to say the inevitable just yet, because these past couple of rounds have looked like a little more of a resurgence from the Danes, who again aren't by any stretch of the imagination back in the game just yet, but playing it round by round with a player like Glaive behind you, maybe not the most when it comes to the fragging department, but again, Sivnix, Flame F, Glaive, all players who have been in this situation before.
Yeah, their backs have been against the wall. There's no question about it. So long road ahead again, like we mentioned. But that round was still, I feel like, very convincing from Fnatic. I feel like they let that one slide and slip on by their fingertips there, because you look at that multi-kill entry coming through and you think that's where the round should just immediately be curtains, right? That's a 5-on-3. You double up. You still have your lurking players elsewhere, and credit to Blame F for being prepared for some of that, but Glaive as well stepping up to shut that round down. All things considered, I feel like Fnatic, prime opportunity already to close this map out. They've had a couple of them and they haven't been able to do it just yet, so long road ahead, but I should start somewhere.
Does have to start somewhere, and so far the seeds have been planted for a potential comeback. However, again, it just looks like the Fnatic boys are getting ready to do a quick B pop, waiting for the monster smoke to fade. This is what you're supposed to do. Okay, well, they didn't. It faded by the time the last players got there, so it counts. Maybe not. Maybe my statement still applies. Zipniks looking for the ace, shut down by Nikadas. No fun allowed in this man's heart. He's still gonna rip a couple of kills away from me before all is said and done. Astralis, 6 on the board.
There's a smile from Zipix over there on the far end. Quite happy with that hold right there. And how could you not be? Beautiful work. Mowing them all down with the A1S. Nailing those kills. Like you said, kind of sowing a comeback here, but one of these rounds, you feel like, you know, whether it be Roy, whether it be Pepsor once again, or Fasher, someone surely is going to step up and just close this one out, because they have so many opportunities to do so. Surely they can't keep up this effort. It only lasts so long, but Blame F has other ideas. Great setup right there. Christo, and Benetum an opening pick.
Again, already off to the races, this CT side starting to pick up some steam. But the trades are there. The damage might not be. But when it comes to just man v man power, it's not the worst situation to find yourselves in if you're Fnatic. But Blame F, he's playing this so well, finding picks, backing away, being so evasive, and not sticking around ever for too long to allow himself to give that pick back, to allow Fnatic to creep and crawl back into the 3v3. Instead, it's just a taste of their own medicine. We saw so many of these situations on the CT perspective of their own, where it was 4-on-3, advantage given to Fnatic, quick shutdown on one of the sites, and then rinse and repeat moving forward.
That is certainly the case. Don't want to get caught in the cogs of a comeback here, that is for sure. Fnatic want to close this one out quick and easy. They didn't know they had opportunities to do so. Dropped it up against the Deagle, forced by. That would have been their easiest opportunity. The 5-on-3, the follow-up here, but there's a chance now to close this one out. Crystal looking to deny that opportunity. A flank included in the mix here. Gonna make these near impossible. Zipex finally strikes. Pepsir able to trade things out, and all of a sudden it's a 1v3 in the cards. He's looking to dance around the box here, rather the truck, and Glaive will eventually find the kill, but he almost made the impossible happen. He almost broke the hearts of Astralis.
I'm surprised too. Didn't Glaive find a pick from Bank? Like, wasn't that called? I'm just a little uncertain about it, but oh no, okay, he only got flash assists, so yeah, he didn't know that he had already come out into the site. Again, evasiveness really wins Astralis that round, but it's just so close. Pepsor in the end barely can't scratch it. And now you can start to chalk this up to some of the players for Fnatic slowing down, where Roy and Fasher have been quiet this half. Same goes for Nikadas. Really the only person finding a lot of the success has been Pepsor. And while he's been doing it very well, not a one-man game. You need more than one player to win a round for you, and that's kind of not been the case in a lot of these T rounds.
Mezzy trying to fill those shoes and fill the feed. He will. Right now, bomb is recoverable. They can go ahead and grab that one. But also, they're trying to flush out some of this B-side aggression right now. It's becoming very awkward. Timing is going to be everything here for Zipex. He has to play his cards right. Otherwise, he could be the cost of this B bomb site becoming lost. And timing, again, It needs to favor him. The angle, what is he watching here? He's not watching the right angle, and Mezzi, he's going to put the advantage into his favor. He even smokes off heaven, so it's going to be incredibly difficult. Glaive has to get past it, and he does.
Another smoke in play too, but they've got to deal with Glaive first. Stuck over in pit, the head spotted, and Nikanos takes it. It's Christo in the 1v2. One of the recruits to the roster, one of the move-ups for Astralis with the op in hand and a couple of flashbangs. No kit, so time is limited, and he's got to make the best of a weird situation. Crossfire established too. I can't imagine any of these players are too initiative or either too hungry on committing to either one of these aim duels, and he has to stick it out with the op too. Can't afford to make the noise and switch over to an A1S. Instead, it's just going to be either one of these players buying for the time, but Mezzi's gone behind enemy lines, and Fnatic close out a gimme game that got a little closer than it should have been in the end. 6 on the CT side for Astralis, but obviously with the lead Fnatic had accrued coming in from the first half, it was next to impossible to make that happen.
That it was. We're not going to be able to pull that comeback off realistically there from